Good day, everyone. I'm Chair Miri Calmi, the next reporter of Lesson 3, Job Analysis. So, the definition is done, the uses, and the step. So, let's move on in the methods of collecting job analysis information. So there are various ways to collect information and the duties, responsibilities, and activities of the job, and we will discuss the most important ones in this section. So conducting job analysis usually involves a joint effort by an HR specialist, the worker, and the worker's supervisor. The HR specialist might observe and analyze the job and then develop a job description and specification. The supervisor and worker will get involved perhaps by filling out questionnaires listing the subordinates activities, and the supervisor and worker may then review and verify the job analyst's conclusion regarding the job activities and duties. So the interview. There are three types of interviews are used to collect job analysis data. First is the individual interviews with each employee. Second is the group interviews with groups of employees having the same job, and supervisor interviews with one or more supervisors who are thoroughly knowledgeable and about the job being analyzed. So the group interview is used when a large number of employees are performing similar or identical work. It can be a quick and expensive way to learn about the job. As a rule, the worker's immediate supervisor would attend the group session. If not, you should interview the supervisor separately to get that person's perspective on the job duties and personalities. Whichever interview you use, the interviewee should fully understand the reason for the interviewer. Since there is a tendency for such interviews to be viewed rightly or wrongly as efficiency evaluation. So when they are interviewees may not be willing to describe the job accurately. So this would be the typical question in the interview. First is, what is the job being performed? Second, what are the major duties of your position? Next is, what exactly do you do? The fourth one is, what physical location do you work in? And lastly, what are the education, experience, skills, where applicable, certification, and licensing requirements? So most fruitful interviews follow a structured or checklist format. It includes a series of detailed questions regarding such matters as the general purpose of the job, supervisory responsibility, job duties, and education, experience, and skill required. So a list like this can be also be used by a job analyst who collects information by personally observing the work being done or administering it as a questionnaire. So this would be the interview guidelines. So first is, the job analyst and supervisor should work together and identify the workers who know the most about the job, as well as those might be expected to be the most objective in describing their duties and responsibilities. Next is to establish report quickly when interviewee by knowing the person's name, speaking in easily understood language, state briefly the purpose of the interview, and explaining how the person came to be chosen for the interview. Next is the third. Follow a structured guide or checklist, one that lists questions and provides space for answer. So, this ensures that you'll identify crucial questions ahead of time and that all interviewers cover all the required questions. However, make sure to also give the worker some leeway in answering questions and provide some open-ended question like, was there anything we didn't cover with our questions? Number 4. Duties are should be listed in order of importance and frequency to ensure important activities are not overlooked. And last is the number 5. After completing the interviews, review and verify the data. This is normally done by reviewing the information with the worker's immediate supervisor and with the interviewee. So, let's talk about writing job description. So, a job description is a written statement of what the job holder actually does, how he or she does it, and under what condition the job is performed. So this information is in turn used to write a job specification that lists the knowledge and abilities and skill needed to perform the job satisfactorily. The job description should be clear. So it should be portray the work of the position so well that the duties are clear without reference to other job description. Next is to indicate scope of authority. So it is defining the position to be sure to indicate the scope and nature of the work by using phrases such as for the department or as requested by the manager, include all important relationship. Next is be specific. So be specific in selecting the most words to show, like what kind of work, the degree of complexity, the degree of skill required, the extent to which problems are standardized. Next is the extent of the worker's responsibility for each phase of the work, and lastly, the degree and type of accountability. And use actions of word. So use action words such as analyze, gather, assemble, plan, devise, infer, deliver, maintain, supervise, and recommend. Be brief. So be brief, short, accurate statement usually accomplish the purpose best, and check to ensure basic requirements are met. So recheck. Finally, to check whether the descriptions fulfill the basic requirements. Ask yourself, will a new employee understand the job if he or she reads the job description? So, there is no standard format you must use in writing a job description, but most description contain sections on. First is job identification. Next, job summary, responsibilities and duty, authority of employment, standards of performance, working conditions, and job specification. And that's all for my report about the methods, writing job descriptions, and any questions that you need to raise.